Own your money. Own your life.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is the Jared Dillian Show. If you want to call to talk about your money, please call 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. This is the Jared Dillian Show. So this was back like in May, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Drudge Report these days. I was a big reader of Drudge back in the 2000s. It's really bad for your soul. Drudge is a very paranoid guy. Now, he's sort of a polarizing figure today because he actually turned on Trump going into the election. He's sort of a never-Trump conservative, and his traffic went way down. The Drudge Report is not as influential as it used to be. But, he's a man of principle, and that's the way he feels. So, I think he's made enough money. I think he was very conscious of what would happen if he took that stance. Anyway, back in May, the headline on Drudge was that Jeff Bezos had made $24 billion during the pandemic. And obviously, that was in May, and he's made a lot more since then. He's made probably $60 billion during the pandemic. So if you go back to 2019, he just unilaterally said, I'm giving $10 billion to fight climate change. He just wrote a check for $10 billion. And that, to me, seemed to be a very sloppy way to give away money. It's throwing spaghetti against the wall. In which a lot of people don't realize this. If you don't have money, you don't really understand this. But money is hard to give away. And I know you're thinking to yourself, like, what's so hard about giving money away? Well, the reason why money is hard to give away is because you want to make sure it's going to the right place. You want to make sure it's helping the people you want to help. You want to make sure it doesn't get wasted. So the king of giving money away is Bill Gates. He's the undisputed champion. He belongs in Cooperstown. He is the king of giving money away. So he has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, if you go back to 2002, when Bill Gates stepped down from Microsoft, he was worth $40 billion. Okay. Over the next 10 years, he gave away $26 billion. In 2012, he was worth $80 billion. So think about that. He doubled his net worth in 10 years while giving away 60% of his money. A lot of people don't realize about Bill Gates. He is better than Warren Buffett. He is the most successful investor of all time. And he's buddies with Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett taught him how to invest. Bill Gates is the best investor in the world. Absolutely, no doubt about it. He also saved millions of lives with malaria treatments and mosquito nets. But he had to get very involved in how the money was given out, and that's the purpose of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I don't know how many employees they have, probably hundreds, but the purpose of that foundation is to make sure that the money is given away in a very efficient fashion. Okay? Now, just giving away $10 billion for climate change, that is sloppy at best and ineffective and prone to abuse at worst. Now, the reason that Bezos did it probably had nothing to do with climate change. I mean, he just was the richest guy in the world, and he wanted to get people off his back. So it momentarily accomplished what Bezos wanted to do to get people off his back. But now, people have very short memories. After a week, they forgot about it, and he's still public enemy number one because he's the richest guy in the world. I give away money. Sometimes in large quantities, sometimes in small quantities. And when you give away large quantities of money, you have to be cognizant of how this money is being used and whether it's being used on stuff that's nice to have or whether it's being used on stuff that's necessary to have. I give a little bit of money to a local animal shelter. So what are they going to use it on? For $700, I don't really care. They can use it on whatever they want. They can buy cat litter. They can buy paper towels. I have no idea. I don't really want to get into the weeds on $700. They should spend the money on whatever they need, but still, you kind of wonder what they're doing with the money. Donating money is hard. It's hard. It's a full-time job in and of itself. And I never want to be in a position where I am throwing money at stuff. So there's a whole discussion on how much money you should give away. And there's people say that you should donate 10% of your income. I disagree with that. I mean, I think on average over your lifetime, you should give away 10% of your money. But I think you should give away much less when you're younger, and you should give away much more when you're older. And the reason that I believe that is because when you're saving and investing, your investments compound over time. So if you're not giving your money away and you're investing, your investments are growing. And if you allow them to grow over time, then you can end up giving away more money if you wait and allow your investments to grow. So the best way to do it is like Warren Buffett. I mean, he has been compounding his entire life. He's worth $90 billion. And when he dies, it's one big check, and it goes to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He's not donating 10% a year, okay? So there's a lot of people who have lower incomes or middle incomes, and they're very focused on giving away 10% a year. And early in your career, I disagree with that. You should not do that. You should save and invest. And then when you get into your 50s and your 60s, then when you're decumulating assets, you can start giving that money away. So on average, you can give away 10% of your money, but it varies according to how old you are. The best time to donate is when you croak. Sure, you leave some to your kids, but this is a time to make a big difference, especially depending on what your kids are like. I don't have any kids, so we donate some along the way, but it's in our will. And at the end, it's all going to charity, and it is going to be substantial. If I donate less now, I can donate more later. And some people say, well, people need the money now. And that's true, which is why we donate some along the way. But if you donate 10% every year now, it's going to cut into your returns, and you will give less at the end. Maybe that's what you want. Not for me. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
The Jared Dillian Show.